I'm ready, baby.
Ready, baby. Like me. Okay. Hey everybody, it's Abby, your everyday mermaid, and this is
Lauren.
my Mergal pal, and this is
Tracy.
Oh my gosh, Tracy, I don't know if you can tell, but I'm wearing my Adorkable Apparel today.
I saw it the minute I saw the video and I got so excited. I was like, me too.
Yes, the mermaid. I
It
love
looks
it.
so good on you.
I've had it for
supporting my little
yes,
baby
girl.
clothing line.
Oh my gosh, yes, girl. We are just so thrilled to have you. I had to support in all the ways.
You're
Lauren,
amazing. It makes my
maybe
heart
get you a shirt.
flutter.
Yes, girl. Okay, everyone. For those of you who do not know Traci Hines, I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. I'm the fangirl of all fangirls.
It's true.
And me personally, let me think. When did I buy this shirt? Maybe like
You've had it for a
a
while.
long time. It was probably my
Yeah.
first like mermaid shirt, you know?
Aw.
Probably 8 years ago. I don't know.
We came out with that shirt in like 2013.
Yes.
I'm going to be hipster mermaid real quick and be like, it wasn't a thing to have seashells on a shirt back then.
Right. It totally wasn't.
Wild Fox did have like patches on sweaters.
Yes.
I will say
Yes.
that. It existed in the world, but I'd never seen like a screen printed seashell shirt before. And so,
Yes.
I'm old. This is the proof that I always say I'm Grandma Ariel.
Yes.
I've
we
been around for
say
so
that
long.
too, because we are old. I feel so crazy on TikTok. All these little babies, you know. I'm like, oh my gosh.
I just watched the cat videos though.
Oh, for
Nice.
sure.
There are a lot of merlings.
I want to know, because I kind of followed your journey for the most part, but for those who don't necessarily know what you do, what you're doing these days anyway, and like how you started, like kind of give everybody a brief synopsis of Traci Hines, if you will.
Oh my goodness. There's so many different weird things that I do, you know, so it's always, I'm like, I should put it in the mermaid context here.
Right.
But I'm a singer. So primarily, as long as I've been on the internet and, you know, pursuing a career of any kind, it's been in music. And I think I kind of got my start on YouTube. Before that, I mean, I've always loved Ariel. So like, if you want to go back to the birth, like,
Right.
you know, I came out of the womb singing. I always loved
Yes.
mermaids and like, you know, saw Little Mermaid in the theaters, changed my life, knew what I
Right.
wanted to do with my life, which was sing, actually,
Yeah.
not necessarily be in a mermaid tale.
Right.
I never knew that was going to happen, but like, you know, yeah, obviously. But yeah, I was cosplaying Ariel at anime conventions. I started doing some events for kids as like, you know, the Little Mermaid. And I started a YouTube channel because my dad told me to.
Oh, thanks, Dad.
Nice.
Yeah. And I had dropped out of college and I was like trying to find an outlet to sing and a way to pursue my career because I'd lost my voice, and we'll get into that later, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But I had a vocal polyp and I didn't know it, but I just knew that I lost my voice and I needed to go home and take some time off and rest and get it back. And so during that time, my dad got me a new laptop, my mom and dad, and my dad was like, make videos on YouTube and sing, and maybe you'll be discovered, you know, maybe this will be a way for you to get out there. Cause I didn't know how to really pursue, you know, being a professional musician at the time.
Mm-hmm.
And so I just started singing on YouTube, and I started putting on my costumes while I sang on YouTube.
Oh.
Because I was just like, if I'm gonna sing a Little Mermaid song, like I think it was the second video I ever made. I sang Part of Your World, but I was like, you know, it was like a joke. Like I didn't take it seriously. I was just like, whatever, like I'm in my bedroom at my parents' house, like
Those are the best.
yeah. And then later I redid it and I had access to some costuming. I had my cosplay. And I was just like, well, if I'm going to sing Part of Your World, I'm going to like style my hair. My hair was
Right.
that color at the time.
Sure.
And, you know, put on the full costume, because why not, you know? And then
Yeah.
I started doing that for other characters and stuff. And then now we have what I do today, which is, you know, crazy music videos that feature a lot of costuming. And so my mermaid journey kind of started, and my music journey started on YouTube, and my audience just straight up told me I was pursuing a career as a pop singer. That's what I am, as a pop singer. But everyone online was like, "You're Ariel. Sing Ariel songs." And I was like, "Sweet. Okay. I've always wanted to be Ariel."
Awesome.
Sounds good to me.
And so they just told me what they loved, you know, they told me what they wanted to see. And luckily what they loved is also what I loved. And that's kind of how I found my niche. And obviously mermaids are very integrated into my life and what I love. So, and then I started doing photo shoots and, you know, getting more into becoming a real mermaid, as I like to say, which, you know, to me is having the tail.
For sure. You mentioned it earlier, but you mentioned, you know, you're a singer first and foremost. And so you mentioned, I have seen before in posts about your vocal surgery. Tell us about that, because it's kind of an interesting connection, because Ariel lost her voice too. So, I mean, merman to be, I don't know, but tell us about that. And, you know, I'm sure it was very devastating at one point, you know, so tell us about that adventure journey.
And it literally goes back to, we don't know for sure how I got the vocal polyp, but the evil on my vocal cord, it's called a vocal polyp. Some people call it a vocal nodule. And I'm not super well versed on the differences, but basically you're injured, you know? And when I was 1 year old, I got bacterial spinal meningitis. Which is a deadly illness. And, you know, my parents didn't think I was going to make it. And praise the Lord, God saved my life. I don't remember any of it, luckily, because I was just one.
That's a serious one.
And the bacterial, I think, is more dangerous than the viral, too. And I had the bacterial. So it was like, great. But so I was obviously in a lot of pain as a little baby, and we don't know for sure, but my surgeon thinks that potentially it developed then from like screaming from the pain. We don't know, but that is very possible, because I have had this my whole life. And from the time I was like 3, I was singing, or I mean, you know, forever. But I mean, when I was 3, I literally told my parents I wanted to be a singer, and I started performing. I want to say it was like maybe 5, the first time I performed on stage with my dad. And I have been a singer my whole life. I've always known that it's what I wanted to do. And I have always had vocal trouble, and I would constantly lose my voice, and it would, and not, you know, not completely gone, like no sound would come out, but like I would lose all range. I couldn't sing, couldn't hit any notes. And my voice sounded like a little baby smoker voice, you know, it was just like, it was all air, very hoarse. And so when I was like, I was probably like 6 or 7, my mom realized, you know, my parents were like, something's up, this isn't normal. And so they took me to, I guess, the doctor, and they diagnosed me back then with vocal nodules. And I went into vocal therapy as a little kid. So I've known my whole life that I've had this, you know, like I started out kind of with nodules affecting me, and kind of, they told me they went away after my treatment, but they didn't. They got better. But so my whole life, I basically lived my life kind of half on, half off. You know, I would go to Disneyland with my friends, knowing, and just talking. It wasn't even really singing. It was more speaking. And a lot of people are like, oh, you speak incorrectly, or, you know, you did this to yourself. They say that to a lot of singers who develop these issues. There's a huge stigma around getting this surgery. I basically, if I would talk all day for the next 2 weeks, I would be hoarse. And, you know, back when I was really little, it would take less time to get better, but the older I got, the more time it took to get better. And so if I knew I was going to be recording or performing or anything to do with singing or voice acting, I would go on vocal rest for like 2 weeks and just not talk to anyone. I wouldn't do anything social, you know, and so I've lived my whole life kind of half on vocal rest, half not, you know, and it's not like so extreme that when I'm home, I won't like, you know, say to my husband, like, what do you want for dinner? Okay, here we go, you know, but I mean, essentially not doing anything social and really missing out on a lot of life just because I had to sacrifice to do what I loved. But singing's the thing that I love the most. So I did it, you know, and so finally at the end of 2017, I lost my voice completely. Like there was nothing left. And it was so scary. I've always had trouble, but this time I was on vocal rest for like a month. And then it still wasn't coming back or seeming to get better. And I had pain, you know, like I had a sore throat just my whole life. I've had a sore throat off and on from this. And the pain was like, it was really, it just felt like swollen and like, you know, when you're sick, it just felt like I was sick all the time. And so I don't know what, I got down on my knees one day and I just prayed and I was like, Lord, please help me to find some doctor or some way to get better. And, you know, if I'm supposed to keep singing, help me to do that. And I have been to so many ENTs, ear, nose, and throat. And, you know, I've been to so many specialists and I've been scoped and they could never find these nodules, you know, but I knew something was wrong. So I just thought I was broken or weak or whatever, you know, I was like, I guess I'm just not a strong singer like other singers. I'm really delicate and fragile, which is annoying, you know? And so, but I don't know. I went online and like I came across this article by this doctor, and the way that she spoke about singers who have these issues, you could just tell that she gets it. Like she understood so well what it was like and the stigma and all of this. And she's such an advocate for us who struggle. And I was just like, I don't know who she is. I don't know where she is, but I need to find her. This girl. And I
don't know how.
Literally. Oh my gosh, it happens all the time. Sorry. But yeah, so I looked her up. She was in LA. I'm close enough to LA that I could get to her. I set up an appointment. I went in, and the first appointment I had with her, she did a different kind of a scope down the throat. Usually they go through your nose. She went straight, you know, it's called a video strobe. It's like a little camera that they just shoot down your throat. And it was painless. She's phenomenal. And she found it.
Wow.
And I had this monster polyp on my my left vocal cord. I had this thing, and she was like, you have probably had this your entire life.
Oh my gosh.
And then what had happened was the other vocal cord had developed a little polyp, and they were hitting against each other. And for anyone watching who doesn't really know how it works, it's like you got these two cords, and a polyp is like a little callus, and it keeps, you know, when your vocal cords come together, you have a clear sound. And when there's a bunch of air coming through, you know, and the more they can't be friends, the more you can't sing. So she basically told me, you know, you can go back to vocal therapy, but we kind of know where that road ends up. You'll get better, but you probably won't get all the way better. And she said, there's nothing wrong with you. She was like, you're not broken. She said all of these validating things that I needed to hear my entire life. And she basically just said, there's a surgery and it's a big deal. You know, you have to really consider this. And I was like, I knew the minute she said it that I was going to do it. I just, this is the right thing. I felt this like, it was so weird because someone's telling me that I need to go in and have something cut off my vocal cord, the most important organ, the most important part of my body. I was like, not a science. And, you know, I was so relieved. It was like finding out that there was a solution to my problem, maybe.
Yeah, and it wasn't something that was permanent, or that was because you caused it. It was something out of your control that could be resolved.
Yes. And she told me, she was like, how did she say it? She said something along the lines of, you've been doing your best this whole time. And it's pretty amazing what you've accomplished with this polyp on your vocal cord. And I was just like, like the validation. It was just so like, it was everything to me. So I went home and immediately had like the conversation with my husband, and I just knew that I needed to do it. And obviously it's expensive and it was a whole thing, insurance, all that. But like, I knew, and I couldn't wait to do it. I was raring to go.
Yeah.
But my doctor told me, she was like, you need to take a month and go home and make sure that there's something else you can do, because she's the best, like in my opinion. And Broadway stars, like everyone you could think of probably goes to her. They don't all talk about it, but she's she's like the best at what she does. And so she's like, I'm good, but surgery. And so you need to have a backup plan for what your life is like. You need to be like mental health wise okay with whatever the outcome is. I did that, and it was oddly very, I don't want to say easy, but it was nothing compared to like everyone just was like, oh my gosh, you've got to be so scared. And I had to be on vocal rest for 3 weeks after the surgery. No talking, no singing, zip. But I couldn't even clear my throat or cough.
Oh boy.
So if you can imagine how it feels to like, when someone tells you that you can't clear your throat, you just want to clear your throat all the time. So that was really the only challenge for me was, not talking's fine. I mean, I've lived my life on vocal rest. So I've had so many friends that are like, how are you going to not talk for 3 weeks? And I'm like, I've been living my life not talking. You just only see me when I'm with you and social. So, so recovery was great. I got a lot of videos edited. I was making my Neverland music video at the time. So I was Neverland mermaiding.
Perfect.
Editing videos of our Neverland shoot. We shot the video right before my surgery, like the week before my surgery.
Oh, wow.
So we edited the whole process of that was when I was silent. So I was using text to speech with my editor, and it was interesting, but it was an amazing experience, and recovery was like a year. I mean, I was like better after those 3 weeks. I was singing again, but I had to relearn how to speak and relearn how to sing. And I just belted for the first time ever in a healthy way on my song "Show Yourself," which was like 2 months ago. So I'm like a working singer. It's my job. And yet I just belted for the first time. Wow. It's so ironic.
Do you think there's a reason why you went through that?
I absolutely do. Yeah. All of this was happening at a time in my life where I was going through, and in part it was because of losing my voice, because I felt like I lost my identity.
Totally.
To me, and I always say, I want to make it really clear. I don't think I'm a good singer. I never have. I truly, I love singing. It's my passion. It's the thing I love the most, and songwriting, but I don't think I'm good. I just love what I do. And I always want to get better. But it has been my identity. I've always been Tracy, the singer, since age 3, you know? And so when I lost my voice, I felt like I lost most of myself, or at least the part of me that I cared about the most in a weird way. Or I mean, obviously I care about like my heart and, but you know what I mean? The part that I found most of my identity in was taken away from me. And so I was in a really kind of dark depression at the time. And not only that, there was some other things going on in my life that also, it was like really bad timing. I just had a lot of things fall away at the same time that just culminated in, I came to the end of myself, really. It was, and so the surgery was like a saving grace to me almost. It was, it was before that when I was like in my darkest moments, not knowing that there was any hope for what I wanted to happen, you know? And so in that time, I was praying nonstop, and I really believe that God allowed this to happen, to show me, or what he was showing me through this, is I have a voice no matter what, and my voice isn't my singing voice. And my identity is not being a singer. You know, that's not why I'm here. It's why I thought I was here, but it's not why I'm here. You know, I think he was basically showing me that I needed to learn this really hard lesson of who I really was and where I needed to look to find my identity. And that's not in what I can do. You know, it's that who I am is enough, you know, and it's more than enough. And
it's so good.
I know. And the big thing, and you know, if people aren't Christians that are listening to this, it might sound a little weird, but my identity is as a child of God. And that was the true, sorry, I get like teary eyed when I talk about it.
I'm getting
so
teary eyed.
And also along the same timeline of all of this was, I wrote this song with one of my producers. I wrote it I want to say we wrote it in end of 2016 or maybe it was early 2017. We wrote it before my surgery and before when things were dark. We wrote it in the darkness.
Those are some good songs.
It's a song this is a scoop because it's not released yet. It's a song that's inspired by Part of Your World. It's written completely inspired by that song, which is the song that made me want to be a singer. And so this song is really close to my heart. And we wrote it with specific lyrics. I write all my songs from kind of a character point of view. Like I'll sit and kind of think about a character. And I had this sort of character in my head when we were writing the song of like this siren, you know, it's not Ariel, but it's obviously very Ariel adjacent, Ariel inspired, but it's a song about this, you know, siren. And the lyrics are, let me be a siren, let me be your light. I would give my voice to turn away the night. Let me be a beacon, a spark to light the flare, and I will guide you home when I come up for air. And
it's got goosies.
It's the song that means the most to me right now. And I've sang it live once. No one's really heard it except the people at that convention. And everyone's going to hear it soon. It's coming out soon.
Okay.
But well, quarantine allowing, because it's a whole music video. But but so during this time, this was the song that followed me through this process.
Yeah.
My cat's meowing at the door. I don't know if you can hear it. I'm so sorry.
I can't.
My child. And so one night when I was literally at like my worst, and I was driving in my car and I just had tears like streaming down my face. And I felt like God was telling me to sing the song out loud. And I was like, no, there's no voice. There's nothing here. I can't, you know, I'm like silently crying because I had no voice and it hurt to make sound. And I just felt really strongly I was supposed to sing it out loud alone in my car, like a derp, you know? And so I was like, okay. So I started singing, and as I'm singing the lyrics, they took on a totally new meaning. And I felt like it was God saying it to me.
Yeah. Wow.
I always get like tear. I got to make like a vlog about this, but I get so teary eyed because it's, you know, it's so like, it's one of the most intense times of my life. And so reliving it, you know, I can still feel so much of it, but I'm still very much like in it, you know, with that particular project. But yeah, you know, he was telling me, let me be your light.
Yeah.
He'll be my voice in the time when I don't have a voice. And so, so it's literally this whole situation has completely shaped me. So I really feel like I'm a different person now than I was before. And I've gotten even more open about sharing about my faith. And, you know, in the past, I used to be really afraid it would make people uncomfortable, but it's part of me. And so I don't really know how to show who I am without including that, because you know, it really is. I'm very much one of those people that I believe things are fated, and, you know, we do have control of our destiny. We have free will, but we also, I do believe things can work together for good and happen for a reason. And so, yeah, that's my
Totally.
story.
Oh my gosh. I love it so much. Oh, it's so good. Like all the feels. All the
I know. I'm
feels.
so sorry. I'm like, I was not planning on crying today. I'm like,
We just like that authentic emotion though, Tracy.
I can't not be. That's just who I am. I'm like, I'm sorry.
A little bit
This
emotional.
is me. This is all of me.
Yeah. Lauren, say that again. What'd you say?
I said we do tend to get emotional on the Everyday Mermaid podcast.
It's true. I don't know if you saw our Mermaid Linden episode, but I bawled.
I didn't. I love her. Oh my gosh, no. I'm still working my way.
Yes. Well, that's a good one. And we love Linden. So
I'll listen to it later today.
Y'all are so close. Y'all need to like swim together or something. I don't know.
Oh my gosh. The dream.
She's fab.
Okay. Yeah. We love her. So we should take this moment, I think, Lauren, and Tracy. I think we should take this moment because, you know, I prepped you before, but in every episode we do have what is called our hashtag Jody moment. So Jody,
I'm like cracking up over here trying not to actually make a sound.
yes,
I love
just
it
our
so
girl. Yes, Tracy.
Sorry.
We always go there because this came in. Did you get the Little Mermaid box whenever they were doing the 30th anniversary that had this? When it opened, it sang.
No. I think my friend Amber got that.
Okay.
I got a Wreck-It Ralph one around the same time. From Disney. Was it the Disney one?
Yeah.
I think they sent me
has-
the Wreck-It Ralph one instead because we'd recently done that big Wreck-It Ralph project, but it had a ton of Ariel stuff in it. Like they knew. They were like, it's Tracy. We're going to give her like all the Little Mermaid.
Okay. Well, that's what this is from.
Wait, was it part of the box? And did you like take it off the PR box and like,
yes.
I do that all the time. Like this box is so cool. Yeah. I'm going to take these little pieces from it and use them in my life.
I'm pretty sure the box is still like right there.
Oh, bless.
You still have the box, yeah.
Yes, girl. Anywho, and whenever you said Wreck-It Ralph, Lauren was just like having a field day. She was like, she's not about Wreck-It Ralph. I don't know.
No, you're not into it?
I just there's like a line. There's always a line in the sand, and then Ralph's like, hey, or like the whole movie's flirting with this line in the sand, and they're like, we're not gonna cross it, and then they cross it, and you're like so uncomfortable.
Wait, the first one or the second one?
Oh, but
Both
definitely the second one. Definitely the second one even more.
Is it like him as a character, or is it like the movie? Like
the movie as a whole, like
okay.
the whole giant Ralph that gets made out of.
I get you. It's a lot. It's a lot. Like I went there with them. I'm like, all right, I'm here. But like the Disney princess part though.
Oh, that's great.
You know what I mean? Like that's the reason I like flipped out.
Out. That saved it. But yeah, that part I was like, oh, no.
When he comes out in the big Snow White dress, it's all ripped. We died because my best friend is Amber Arden, who's like the real life Snow White, and her husband like is like a Wreck-It Ralph. He's like this big dude, and we've always joked that he would dress up in her costume, and then Disney literally made it canon, and we were like, what? And so like that's happening at some point. We're working on something. Yes.
Oh my gosh.
But that moment we all lost our minds because we were like, this is you guys. Like we've talked about this for years. So
that is so funny.
Sorry,
well,
I digress.
Yeah. And she's so petite. It just probably makes it that much more funny.
They're so cute. They're really cute.
Ralph and I are not on good terms.
Wait, what was that?
I said Ralph and I are not on good terms.
That's okay. We all, we all have our favorites. I'm not a Merida girl. I am really not into Brave. So like, I'm so sorry. I've got a new appreciation. I love everyone who cosplays Merida. Yes. I love all my girls who are like breathing amazing magical life into her. But like that was not my movie.
Sure.
Because my mom's totally like my best friend. What?
I totally get why. Like, well, she's a spoiled brat at the beginning.
I didn't like how she treated her mom, but it was like my grandma passed away of Alzheimer's. So it just brought too much. It was like personally, it was like too much.
Yeah.
You know, so it's not even like, I don't think it's a bad movie. It's a great movie.
Right.
It's just not my movie.
Totally.
We all got our, you know.
Well, and somehow we got here for the Jodie moment, and
I'm so sorry. And we're like Disney everywhere. She's in Wreck-It Ralph.
She is, yes.
Yeah. She came back to voice Ariel again, and it was everything.
Yes, totally. Oh my! What is it? I once had a dream that I wore a shirt or something.
Yes.
Like that. Yes. Come on, come on, Jodie. So
I was like, please put her in a seashell. Oh, okay.
Yeah. Oh man, that's right.
I would have died. I would have like fallen over.
Yeah, that would have been so cute.
It's still cute though. I have the shirt that Disney came out with. It's super cute.
Good. Good. Well, do you have? I know you have a Jodie moment or two, but share with us some Jodie moment special things from Traci.
Oh my gosh, I have so many Jodie moments. I'm in a way, I owe being a singer to her in part because when I saw the movie, that's when I heard her sing. When I saw Ariel sing "Part of Your World" and heard that song for the first time, her and Alan Menken together. They're the ones that made me want to do what I do. Yeah. And again, I never in a million years I thought I would be the person like behind the mic in the studio. I never, which I do that too, but I never thought I would be in mermaid tails and costumes, and especially at this age, I'm like, what am I doing? But but I love it, you know. But yeah, no, I knew I wanted to be a singer and a voice actor. When I heard her sing "Part of Your World," I knew that someone at 4 years old, that someone gave their voice to this mermaid, and I wanted to do that. So that's always been what I've been pursuing. Yeah. Everything else just kind of came along the way and surprised me, you know. Yeah. But I have been extremely blessed to meet Jodie, and she's a friend of mine now. Yeah. And she is just everything you could dream of and more. Oh my gosh, your face.
I know.
She's a person. I was going to say she's a human, but she's not.
Right. No.
She's a human. She's a mermaid, you know. Yeah. She's incredible. And so I got to, I'm like, which moment do you want? There's so many. I would say maybe the thing that meant the most to me recently is when I had surgery. I told her what was happening. Yeah. And she asked me what day I was having surgery and said she was going to pray for me. And that day, when I came home from the hospital, she texted me and asked how I was doing and prayed for me. She remembered like the exact day of my surgery. Because I told her I think a month before or something.
She would though. That's a thing to do.
Her whole family's amazing. They're so wonderful. And I'm like, I could go on, we could do a whole podcast just about how amazing she is. If you ever want to, like, totally.
We can work on that.
but yeah, there's so many, but yeah, I met her way back when as a fangirl, you know, and I got her to autograph my Little Mermaid poster. So it's also been autographed by Pat and Al. Yeah, Alan Menk. No, not Alan. I met him, but I did bring the poster, and I was an idiot. No, but anyways, lots of Little Mermaid people have signed my poster. But
you got Pat Carroll.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
What's she?
Besides Jodie, that is the other like. She laughed, and it was Ursula's laugh, and she is everything you can dream of and more. Ursula's my other favorite. I'm like Ariel and Ursula. I want to be both of them, please.
Yes.
But yeah, so there's many Jodie moments, but she's been incredible, and I get to see her once in a blue moon when she's in town at conventions and stuff. She'll make time to say hey, and I got to lend her daughter my Elsa wig for her also performance. What?
She played Elsa.
She did. She got her. She got the lead in her school's show, and they needed a wig. And Jodie was like, "How do you know how we?" And they needed it quick. And I was like, "Well, if she wants mine, I can just let you borrow it. I'll just ship it, you know."
Yeah.
And so I got to do that for them, and that was like I felt like so honored. And then when I got it back, I was like, oh, "Jodie brushed this hair," because she was texting me. She's like, "I've been brushing it out every night." And I was like, never washing it again.
Yes, the holy wig.
We're past the fangirl, you know, but she is worth fangirling over. She is everything you could dream of and more. And And I love her relationship with the Lord too. She's so like caring
Mm-hmm.
and loving, and you can tell that she genuinely cares about her fans and really goes above and beyond for them, which is so inspiring,
For sure. Yeah, she's really great. I joke with Lauren all the time. I'm like, I don't know if Jody knows that we have this podcast and we have a
I'll
section
tell
just
her.
for
I'm going to text her after this.
But I'm like, the
Don't
ultimate
worry.
Jody moment will be Jody dancing right here. Oh my gosh. But
I think like that's the goofiest I've ever been. No, because I realized it after I did it. But for Abby's birthday, we had this like for her 30th birthday, we had this big surprise party. And I messaged Jody on Instagram and I was like, my best friend loves you and here's proof. But I didn't I was just taking a picture of all the Little Mermaid stuff that Abby has, but that's all I said. And I'm like, she's not going to open this. Some creepy photo from some person she doesn't know. I was
she's got to get a lot. I'm sure she gets a lot every day. So
totally.
No, I just meant with the fact that I hadn't prefaced it with anything like, here's proof because she has all of these Little Mermaid figurines, not just here's proof in a picture you have to mysteriously open and don't know what's in it.
Jody's
I'm sure she gets it. I'm sure. I'm sure she understands.
Totally.
Yeah. She'll understand after I explain it to her. And I'm like, I fully understand why you didn't open some rando picture on Instagram.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that either.
Yeah. And I'm pretty sure my husband also messaged her.
He did.
Yeah, which is so sweet. But
she's really good about if you, and I can't obviously guarantee, I'm sure she isn't always able to do it, but if you tag her in a cosplay or
she has done that.
She'll often repost or, which is so sweet of her to do,
I know. God bless her. Yeah.
She's reposted Abby before, which is
she makes everyone feel so special and so appreciated. And
I just keep telling Lauren, we just keep having these episodes and it's a lot of episodes. And so one of these days, Jody's going to jump in and be like, oh my Lord, all the Jody moments,
Well, maybe today is that day because I don't know how busy she is right now. I'm sure she's busy.
Oh, I'm sure.
But if anyone's got time, this is a good time to catch up on podcasts. So.
Right? Yeah. My word.
Well, and I know that Delaney is probably at home from school right now.
I think so.
Yeah, I think they're all home together. She's been posting them. Yeah. I'm like a creeper. I watch her story every day.
Oh, I know. Well, I watch her on TikTok.
Yeah. If you have to be quarantined, do it with people you love, man.
Obviously. Yes.
So, let's talk mermaid for a minute because, so I don't know if you can see, I have this mermaid tail back here, by Mer Taylor. And, back when I messaged him for the first time, I was like, listen, there's this mermaid, Traci Hines. I know you know her. And I was like, I want the tail like her. And he was like, well, it's custom for Tracy. And I was like, that's fine. Make some changes. But
I don't have one of his tails.
I know. Yeah. So I think
I do in a roundabout way, but we'll get into that later.
Yeah, we can talk about that later. But anywho, I was like, I wanted to look at Tracy's. And so you were my inspiration for my first mermaid tail ever.
Wait, was it from the pictures in his tail from the con?
Yeah, it was. Yes, you were at a con.
Yes, he had just done the new sculpt of that fluke. Yes, we were talking. Yes. I was hoping I would have an aerial tail from him at some point. It didn't work out. He's so talented and amazing. Yeah. I loved getting to wear that tail. But I loved his fluke. I was flipping out.
I know.
I say flipping out all the time. I'm sorry. I know it's funny, but
we love it.
No pun intended. But so his sculpt was incredible, and I was like, it's so aerially.
It totally is. Yes. But tell us about all the mermaid tails that you've been able to wear. Do you have a favorite tail? Do you what's your tail journey been?
Oh my goodness. I know. I feel like oh man. And I preface by saying I'm a singing mermaid. I'm not as much of a swimming mermaid. I want to be. Sure. I've done it a little bit, but I'm not good at it.
Oh.
And that's the thing. I've never felt like fully, I want to be part of the mermaid community, but I don't really feel like I'm fully in it because
honey.
I kind of ride this weird, you get I love mermaids, but I'm very much, it's like music and YouTube and Disney and mermaid. So it's not like fully mermaid underwater swimming all the time. It's very much based around projects that involve music. And so usually I'm not prioritizing the swimming part, which my next music video is. That's the big, the big one I was talking, the song. Stay tuned. But after quarantine, I'm going to learn to swim prettier. But
well, I have friends in LA that can help you. If
please. Oh my gosh, that'd be amazing. I was talking to Jax about maybe helping me a little bit. I've got a few things that I'm going to be like, please.
Yes.
I tend to define myself definitely much more as like, I am solely a fairy tale creature with a hard royalty line, like princess, queen, and above, and fairy tale of some sort.
Yes. Oh, perfect.
I totally feel you. I'm like,
and I feel like, that's part of why I've never presumed to be fully in the mermaid community, is because I'm not like a swimming mermaid, you know. I've always wanted the epic tales, but I could never afford them. And so way back when I made my Part of Your World music video, which was like my first ever music video. That's what kind of got me started on doing what I do now. And I wanted to wear, and originally I was hoping to wear Eric's, the tail that he was sculpting, that like new kind of, but it didn't end up working out. And so, what did end up working out though, is my friend Joellen of Firefly Path. She's amazing. She did like, she is like everything. And she did all the costuming from that video. And she worked with me to like make all of my dreams come true, like everything. I will forever be grateful to her. There is like that gift that she gave me of doing that project with me. I don't know how I could ever repay her for what she did. But 2 weeks before the shoot, found out like, oh no, I don't think I'm going to have the tail I thought I was going to have. So we got to figure out a tail that looks good on camera.
Oh no.
It doesn't need to swim, but like, you know, we tried, but it didn't work out. But Joe had purchased one of Eric's old school, it's like neoprene on the inside ish. It's like first generation, I think, of like this, latex maybe on the outside. You know what I'm talking about? It's like old school. It's like way back in the day. And it's beautiful, and we use that in one of her photo shoots, but it's not like swimmable. And at least I don't think so. It gets really heavy in the water. It's mostly for like photo shoots and stuff. I think it was designed for looks and that kind of thing. But she still had that tail, and we'd done her shoot like a year or two before, and it was she was just like, well, let's paint it, let's bring it back to life. She re-sewed it because it was like it didn't quite fit me perfectly, so she actually like altered it to fit me. And we repainted it. Like we went to the store and got all the like craft supplies for all the like mermaid paint. And then her roommate at the time helped us paint it. And I like added crystals and like bedazzled it. And so we kind of like this tail that had kind of seen better days at the point that it was, you know, it was a little tired. It was still beautiful. It was tired. And so, but she helped me bring it back. And that's the tail that was, you know, in Part of Your World, and, you know, and it worked great. I was really happy with it. And it's really comfortable, which I like, because it's silicone is very different in feeling, as you know. And so that's, and then years later, Joe, I think it was after Part of Your World. I think it was, she let me keep the tail.
Wow.
Like she, and as far as I'm concerned, it is, and I still have it. It's in my bathtub right now across the way. I keep them in my bathtub because I can't hang. I don't have like a way to hang them yet. But my walls aren't sturdy enough. Bad things would happen. But so she basically said, as far as I'm concerned, this is your tail. If I ever need it back, I'll let you know. If I ever need to shoot, I'll let you know. And I was like, as far as I'm concerned, it's your tail that I'm babysitting. I love you. And so I've been wearing that tail for like children's events and videos and what have you for years. And I still wear it to this day because it's so comfortable and yet still very elegant in the shape. And then I have my Hipster mermaid tail, which is like another latex, just for looks. Not, it can get in the water, but the paint and everything, like I try not to get it wet as much as I can, because it loses a little luster every time I kind of dunk it. I've had it for so many years. It's awesome, but it's tired. And
like me right now.
That was a Merberry.
Oh, Merberry.
Or Merbella?
Or Bella?
No. It was, her name's Amanda.
Oh, yeah.
And she made tails for like a minute. She wasn't making tails for a really long time, I don't think. But her work was beautiful. And I commissioned her for that tail for like, for my Hipster Mermaid web series, because I wanted something really cartoony and aerially, but like still more like quirky and fun and lighter, so I could carry it around and like sling it with me places. So that's my Hipster Mermaid, and I still wear that to this day when I'm doing stuff where I need a lighter. I'm still squeezing my sausage self into it because it was made so long ago. And then obviously now I have my Mermaid-Carriel tail, which is and that one's my favorite right now, because it's my first real swimmable tail. Up until she made that tail for me, I had never owned like a silicone or or like I love like the mythic tails too that Finfolk does. Like that's my dream right now, is like that's my goal in the future, is to do a Finfolk Carriel collab tail. Or tails. But
right.
But yeah, so that's my and then I've had like little like I've had a few in-betweeners that like startup companies wanted to send me, but like one of them, I remember it broke and I wasn't able to wear it. They did a great job, but it didn't really work out. And then the other one, I think I wore it once. It was like a neoprene, but it was really hard to get into. I think a lot of them were still kind of figuring out the process, because making tails is like, it's insane, it's so hard. And so everyone who's ever made a tail that I've gotten to wear, I so appreciate and love them so much. And, so I really haven't had a ton of experience in like real mermaid tails, as far as like the super swimmable silicone, sequin, neoprene, that kind of stuff. So,
well, the tails have definitely come a long way since we have first, started this journey. So I say go explore all the things. Even the fabric tails nowadays are pretty great.
I need one of those too, especially for like practicing, because
for sure,
comfort.
Right. Yes. Oh yeah. Well, and we just had Carriel on the show too, so I know she was super excited about the Finfolk get together. It's not a collab. She told me it's not a partnership. It's just like having fun together or something. she said.
I feel like collab still makes sense though, because you don't have to like be tied forever to someone for a collab. It's like, we're just like, this is a collab.
Right.
I don't know. That's how I use the word though, but I don't know. Maybe maybe to her, it's like a different, but whatever it is, I love it. Whatever it is, I'm like so happy for both of them. They are my favorites. So I'm like, my like
we're here for
head exploded when I found out. It's like,
So, I don't know if you are aware of Nerd Made Faith at all. Do you know who
I
she is?
listened to part of your episode with her. I'm working my way through that one right now.
I can't remember if she mentioned you or not in that podcast, but a lot of people ask her why she wears glasses in the pool, or how she became the Nerd Maid. And she references you as a hipster mermaid as kind of her like acceptance of being this cool, different kind of mermaid.
Oh my gosh. I'm like, my glasses are right up there. I could throw them on real quick.
So I want to know, because I still have the photo somewhere on my Instagram, like deep down the dills of Instagram, but getting my shirt, and I bought freaking hipster glasses because I was like, I'm doing this Traci Hines look. This is the cutest thing I've ever seen in my life. And doing the hipster mermaid look. So I want to know, like, what inspired you to do such a thing?
Oh my gosh. And by the way, that's so cool. I haven't gotten to that part of the podcast yet. That's so cool that she brought me up.
Cutest.
That's awesome. Yes. Okay. So, and thank you for getting the glasses and getting the shirt. I love it so much. So it was a meme, like it was Hipster Ariel was a meme that someone made. And I had a friend who told me, I think she knew the person that made the meme, and she was like, oh my gosh, you gotta cosplay it, because I was cosplaying Ariel a lot at the time, and she was like, just take a picture, like it'll be so funny, I'll send it to him, like you should totally do it. And I was like, okay. And so I was in my car one day and I was in my full Ariel look, and I had a pair of the 3D movie glasses in my car just from the other night when I saw a movie in 3D, if you remember those days.
Right.
And I popped the lenses out, and it was like you were allowed to keep the glasses. I didn't steal them. But they were like that look, they were like the black kind of Ray-Ban look-esque. Yeah. And so I put them on and I took a bunch of selfies and felt like a derp, but I was like, I'll just humor my friend. And like, I didn't even super get it at the time. I didn't even super know what like hipster culture was at the time. And now it's like come and gone. But, but I sent it to her, and, and I posted it on like Facebook and DeviantArt. Ooh, and and I just was like, okay, it's the thing I did, on with my life. Like I thought, we thought it was funny, and then we moved on. And 2 weeks later, I started getting all these messages from people telling me that they'd seen me on this blog or they'd seen me on this blog.
Oh my gosh.
And this photo, this dumb selfie that I took with the glasses in my car went properly viral, I guess. And it was everywhere. It was on every like weird like blog, anything pop culture related. It was there. And so I don't even know that I was the first person to cosplay it, but I think I was the first person to go viral. Yeah. Cosplaying it, really like get seen. Yeah. I don't know, but like, I'm a hipster mermaid. Yeah. I was the first. But it was like a thing, and everyone really loved it. And I was like, oh my gosh, everyone's like freaking out. They like love this, hipster Ariel character, And so when I was going to anime conventions on my days when I wasn't in costume, or like even the same day, if I would be cosplaying Ariel, I'd want to be comfy later and like grab food. So I'd like throw on like jean shorts and a crop top and something in like an Ariel-y color scheme, or something I thought Ariel might wear if she were a human. And and then I put on the glasses and kept my wig on. And then I started getting photographed at cons like that. And everyone was like flipping out over it. And I was just like, oh, okay. All right, sweet. This is real comfy and real easy. So let's keep this up. And it was like my own fashion sense. I honestly was just wearing stuff I liked to wear anyways. And so when I met Andrew Ducote, who if you guys know him, he was very good friends with Peter Pan at Disney parks. So a lot of people know him from that, but he's actually a filmmaker. And we were working together, and he suggested a web series, and I was like, I have no idea how to do that. But I thought about vlogging as her, but I was like, I have no idea. I was like, but if you want to do it with me, I'm totally down. Yeah. And he was like, let's do it. So he developed the web series with me. And so we have a little web series that it wasn't regular. We kind of just did it when we had time. There's no budget. So we just kind of busted it out as we could, when we could. But we had a lot of fun with it. And so now she's like a full-fledged character that I've made my own. It's my own version of the meme, and her name's Helvetica, and she is very sassy. She is, I hope people don't think that's my real personality, because she's horrible. She's the actual worst, but she's really fun to play.
Yeah, those are the most fun to play.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's so funny. Oh my gosh. Well, that's so crazy. You just never know at the end of the day, like what's going to catch on. And I think it does have to do with, I mean, it's literally just you hanging out in your car doing your thing and not like trying so hard, it's just something that just like the essence of what you would normally do. And so I think that that draws me into my next question. As far as social media is concerned, I know that now we're because we kind of went from like Facebook to Instagram to now TikTok, and I feel like Instagram was definitely a place for like the prettiness of it all, and now we're kind
Very
of
aesthetic.
Yes, the aesthetic, which I'm all about some days, but I do feel like TikTok now you're more successful if you're most authentic with yourself and not trying to be someone else. So I am kind of happy that it's kind of going that way. But I mean, how have you dealt with social media? Because I mean, you're kind of a prominent person in the social media world. So
I don't feel like I am, but thank you.
You are, honey. You are.
I always just say like, I'm old. I've been around for so long. People and I've gone viral as these things. So people just know my face. They're like, she looks familiar. Yeah. I've seen her in a Google search.
Yeah. For sure. And yeah, I mean, we're all old too, so it's fine. But
I mean, none of us are actually old. But to
totally.
me, yeah, I didn't think I would still be dressing in a like mermaid as a 16-year-old character. I didn't think I'd be doing that still at this point, but
totally,
it's super fun. Why not?
Yes.
Live your best life.
I mean, like my version of old translates into how are you adjusting to social media? I'm like, I don't adjust to it. It adjusts to me.
Same.
Like,
I'm not good with changing with the times. Yeah.
I don't do anything with it unless I have to.
Yes, I force Lauren.
I feel that.
Well,
so you make a video, I'm like, I guess.
Lauren.
Sure.
Yeah. I reel Lauren in to the social media things.
I got that pun. That was nice.
You like that?
Right.
You like that?
Yeah, I like that.
We have a video out. Lauren and I, like one of the first videos we ever did was called Ship Mer People Say, and it's all mermaid puns. So,
good.
That's amazing. Wait, I feel like maybe I saw that.
I don't know.
I hope so. That
thing was funny. I saw that.
It's way back in the archives.
I feel like I saw it a long time ago, but that's amazing. I love it so much.
So we're all about the mermaid puns. But so as far as social media is concerned for you, what would you give as far as advice giving to mermaids out there in the community or just like cosplayers or whatever? Do you have any advice for people on social media? Either, I guess, what has helped you succeed and feel good about what you're doing and putting out there?
Yeah. I feel like, and I don't necessarily align with what is practical sometimes if you want to grow. So I will like preface by saying, personally, I'm not good at following the trends. Usually I literally tripped and fell into Hipster Mermaid and all that stuff. It happened. I feel like it happened to me rather than me guiding it towards a direction. Right.
Yeah.
But my advice usually is more along the lines of wanting to, like, if you are a public person in any way, I think it's more important to have longevity being you, you know, and I think there are so many people that have this amazing gift of being incredible marketing, entrepreneurial people that really get how to follow the trends and get what to do. And that is a skill, and that's amazing. And I'm like, if that's your skill, please, like, do your thing. Like, I love that. It's not my gift, you know? And personally for me, I feel like my goal, the thing that I hope happens if someone comes across any of my stuff online is I want to inspire people to do what they love. You know, I want people to see me and realize that, wow, like, this girl is just like me, and look what she's able to do. Like, she's making her own dreams come true. You know, she's able to do what she loves and pursue her career, you know, and maybe I can do that too. And so, you know, I think personally, my advice, you know, and again, I don't know that it's like the best advice for everyone, but I think if you want to be really fulfilled, and if you want to feel like you're living in your life's purpose, I think it is important to be authentic. And I think even on Instagram, where yes, it's very aesthetic, and I think there are different types of authenticity, because for me, the production, you know, like doing all of the costuming and makeup and hair and the music, like that is part of me. And that's something that I really love, putting puzzle pieces together, you know? And so to me, that is, it feels authentic to still do that. But it also feels authentic to go on my story with no makeup on and like chat with people, you know, like and so I feel like wherever you go, it is important to be true to who you are. And I just honestly feel like it's really about, for me, I don't want to follow trends so much. I want to become more of myself. You know, I want to keep discovering new ways through these amazing tools that we've been given to connect with each other, new ways to connect with people and to share what I love and, you know, find community, and also, just hopefully share my story and hope that it inspires someone else to live their dreams and, you know, get on their path if they're not towards their dreams, because and that's what's important to me, you know. So it's really not about financial success or like numbers growing. I've never been good at that either. I'm really like, I've been on YouTube since 2007 and you know, it's very different, the path that other YouTubers who started then have followed, you know, but that's not what's important to me. What's important to me is creating art that I love and sharing my heart with people and being me, you know, and growing, you know, and learning. And so I don't know. That's just how, sorry, I'm not very eloquent and articulate. I'm a writer, so I'm better in writing, but read my Instagram captions, guys, whoever's listening.
You're saying all the right words. No, it's exactly, I love it. I love it so much. And you do inspire people. I think you do inspire people to follow their dreams.
Thank you. Me, that's like the best gift. When people tell me that something that I've done or sung or written has affected them positively, like that is the thing that just, you know, warms my heart and fuels me to do more, you know, because it's, you just feel like in little tiny ways, we all can change the world, you know?
Yes. Yes, Tracy. Love it. You can do it. Well, I feel like we've talked forever and I'm not going to take up any more of your time.
I'm the one that's taking up all your time. I'm so sorry. I'm such a talker.
I'm here for it. This has been like the most special thing that's happened to me in a long time. So thank you for sitting down with us and chatting.
Thank you for having me.
Oh,
and for repping Adorkable.
Yes,
you made
girl.
me so happy.
Yes. So I will say I'm a very tall person, and those precious crop tops, just like the boobs are out. So I really want one. But I'm going to wait until they have like full body.
It's coming.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm working with Who's It's, like they run everything now, which is amazing and great. Such a blessing. Yeah, but girl. I do still design. And so we're working on some full length stuff as well. The crops always sell better. People always are after me. They're like, "Oh my gosh, make more full length." And then we do, and they don't always sell. And I'm like, "You guys asked for it, but no one's buying." Not no one, but you know, comparatively the crops have like always been our best seller, which is interesting. I mean, mermaid, it makes sense, I guess.
It's a trend, and if I could wear them, I would, but I'm 6 foot tall, therefore it is not
You are beautiful and perfect as you are. If you ever wanted to try, like I've seen people wear like, I do like a bandeau. Do you ever do like the lacy bandeaus with like the really thick, like I've got like, it's like this part's cute and then this part's like really thick and it goes down to my belly button.
Oh, yeah.
I'll do that a lot because when I lift my arms up, like it's a proper crop top. So a lot of them, not our boxy tees. The boxy tees are safer, but.
Well, and I was talking, we actually had Vancouver mermaid, Courtney Mermaid on the show, and she was wearing your Mervamp crop, but she had a little tank under it. So she was rocking that style. So
that's what I always recommend. I'm always like, I don't like showing my stomach. You know, like I'll show the little upper ab area, but like I wear high-waisted stuff. Like I really don't like super go after showing my stomach. So I'm always looking for ways to like layer and, you know, make it fashion.
Yes, of course. Make it fashion. Yes.
No capes.
And no capes. Yes.
No capes.
This has been just a pleasure, Tracy.
Yeah. Same here.
Thank you so much for joining us on the show. And if people want to follow you on the social medias, where can they find you?
They can find me, I would say first go to YouTube, because that's got like my main content that I make, and like the things that like I pour my heart and soul into are on YouTube. So youtube.com/Tracy with an I, J Hines. And if you want to make it easier, just go tracyhines.com and
we'll
it'll
put a little
there.
doodah up here too that you can click. So yeah.
And then you can find me by my name pretty much everywhere else too, at Traci Hines on Instagram, and I never use Twitter, but it's that on there too. And I do have a TikTok. It's at Traci Hines. I like very rarely post. I just watch the cute animal videos.
Yes,
but you can find me on there if you want to. Maybe at some point I'll make TikToks. And Patreon is like my other like social media that I spend a lot of time in, but it's like no pressure. I feel awkward talking about it, but they're my Mer crew. I call them my Mer crew. They're the best. I always like want to give them a shout out because they're amazing. But patreon.com/Traci Hines, there as well. So those are the places, I think.
I love that. And we will link it all in the description here. If you're watching the YouTube version, we'll have a little clicky. Oh, yes.
Adorkableapparel.com too.
Oh, yes. Adorkable.
For the shirts. For the shirts and the shells.
Okay. I'm writing all this down. So I don't
You're my hero. Thank you.
Yes. Okay. So Tracy J. Hines on YouTube, Traci Hines everywhere else. And that's Tracy with an I. If you're just listening and can't read, or you're driving or can't read safely. And you can follow us at Everyday Mermaid Podcast on Instagram, and we are at patreon.com/Everyday Mermaid if you want to check us out there as well. Tracy, it has been so fun. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for hanging out with me during quarantine, guys.
Oh, yes. This has just been so fun. And we will
see you on the flip side.
Bye.
Bye.